Yes, sir.
Sorry.
We are on air.
She was kneeing, kicking me over here, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, All right, we all set? We're recording? She wasn't kicking me, I was making that up. All right, this is the common council meeting be held February 17th, 2026 at 7 PM. The meeting is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Juzwicki is excused. Alderperson Bailey.
Present.
Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Item B, we have Police Chaplain Rogers here this evening.
It is such an honor to be here. You guys are we're just blessed. We're blessed that we got a good city. We've got good people in our city. We've got good people running our city. I'm very thankful for all of you. And I just want to tell the Lord thanks for all the goodness that He has poured into each of us and our city. Thank you, Father, for your hand in our lives, for your love for us, for the beauty that surrounds us, for the hope of spring that's living inside of us. I thank you, Lord, for all the goodness. I pray that your hand of blessing will continue to lead and guide all of our city leaders, and that you'll keep our police officers safe, and our firefighters, and all of our city leaders, and our citizens as well. I pray for safety and peace in our city. In your great name we pray. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Item C is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Item D is the approval of the February 3rd, 2026 Common Council minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Under E, item E, Mayor's Report, I just want to harp on something that the pastor just talked about spring is coming. The last 2 days were just wonderful. And I can't wait for there to be more. We're in like the February, the middle of February's got to be the worst time of the year, isn't it?
Well,
But it's only going to get better from now, right?
It's supposed to snow on Friday.
It's supposed to snow on Friday, so great. Every time it snows, it's $30,000 to $40,000 to plow the streets. You all know that, right? So let's hope it doesn't snow on Friday. Okay. F, aldermanic reports. Are there any?
Just that we have the banquet this,
With the Park and Rec banquet, the annual Park and Rec banquet is this Friday at the community center. If you haven't got your tickets, you can certainly go online.
No.
Can't you?
Contact the office.
Huh?
Contact the office.
Contact the office? Don't contact the office? Is that Morgan? I can't see. Yeah.
I don't make the decisions.
But you're saying don't contact the office. Huh? So, no, but it's a great event, and encourage you all to be there. Anything else from anybody? No. Departmental reports. We have our library director here, who we don't have any authority or control over other than her budget. Although she is now part of the non-rep resolution, which is a good thing, so all the employees in the city are treated fairly. As part of the budget process last year, you asked that each of the department heads, come in, kind of explain what they do, how they do it, what's been happening, how we're serving the public. And tonight, we have Jennifer here to do that. I think she's a little nervous because this is the first time, but
I've been doing this for many years. Not here, though. I'm Jennifer Einwalter. I'm the library director, and I've been in Greenfield just a little over 2 years. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we did last year. I think you have a very graphical version of our annual report that I sent ahead.
do you have it?
right here.
Okay.
Do you guys have it? It's here. Yep.
It's not
All
this.
right.
This is something else.
Yep. No. That was competition.
Okay. The library has fully recovered from the COVID years. We're back up to servicing people at a better level. Our numbers are back up. So we measure physical circulation, and we are now measuring electronic circulation or electronic checkouts. Last year, Greenfield had over 51,000 downloads. So that's checkouts of ebooks, e-audiobooks, and we had 226,000 physical items that went out. Everything that goes out must come back. So our staff handled almost 500,000 items last year in our library. We saw 135,000 people come through our doors, and we have 8,500 people with library cards that have Greenfield set to their home library. That's not residents, that's people who consider Greenfield to be their home library. We have many people who don't live in Greenfield that work here, and they use the library as their pickup location for materials. We do get reimbursed for those circulations that go from other municipalities in the county that have libraries. The Mid-Wisconsin, or the Milwaukee County Federated Library System reimburses us. It's about $3.50 a circulation. Next year, our number will be the highest we've ever gotten in reimbursement. It'll be over $90,000. So I'm looking forward to that little bit of extra revenue. Some of the things we did this year, one of our big things we did in 2025, and I couldn't have done it without the DPW crew. We have a really amazing crew, which I know you all know. We built a 4th study room in the library. So we took an area that was used for silent computers, and we built a 6-person room. All we had to pay for was the material, and the room is used for 6 people, and it's booked all day, every day. We had over 2,000, almost 3,000 people in our meeting rooms last year, and we were open 334 days. So we had 8 people on average, or 8 uses of every meeting room every day. So it's a very busy place. One of our big programs at the library is Explore Passes. We give people the opportunity to come and check out a pass to the zoo, to the domes, to the Milwaukee Art Museum, to the Harley Museum, to Betty Brinn. Our #1 most popular Explore Pass is the domes. Last year it cost us, I figured that number out. It cost us $1.57 every time someone checked out a domes pass for them to go to the domes. So it's a very reasonable program for us to run. We're spending about $4,000 on it, but the return on investment for the citizen is incredible. With the Zoo Pass, they can get up to 8 people and free parking. And yeah, they're county residents, but it's still expensive to go to the zoo. Other things, we have a great partnership with our IT department. I'm very grateful for Tim and his crew. They did a lot for us last year, managing our computers, helping us do some new stuff. This year, they're going to help us get a new product to measure our Wi-Fi so we know how many people are using our Wi-Fi on a daily basis. Other things we did last year, and I want to just draw your attention to a couple of things. The city was very generous in allocating ARPA dollars to us. And when I started at the library, the former director had some different projects in mind. And I talked to the board and I talked to our staff about things. Did those projects still make sense? Are those things that really the library could use? And there were some other ideas that were brought forward. And one of those ideas was a smart locker for 24/7 pickup. So what happens is you place your items on hold through County Cat. You pick your pickup location as the Greenfield pickup locker. They get a code. The items are checked out to them. They can come anytime. They can come at 3 o'clock in the morning and pick up their holds. It's 24/7 access, 365 days a year, and they're packed all the time. Last year we had nearly 3,000 holds pick up, and we're trending to almost double that. That's what it's looking like already into February. And where we placed it, IT was super helpful because it needs an internet connection, Wi-Fi. They got that up and running for us. And we used ARPA dollars for this. So this is a modern piece, and I think it really shows the city's motto of being pledged towards progress. This is real progress for citizens and access to the library. We are open over 3,000 hours a year, and it still is, people still have schedules and busyness, and so this allows them to be able to get their items. The other big thing we did last year, and this was fully supported by the board, this did not come from staff or me, the library board eliminated fines. It was about a $10,000 impact on our budget. I didn't ask the city to make us whole from that. We found money in the budget. I found ways to cut that so that we would have that money. And the library board wanted to do this. We brought it to them. It started June 1st. You maybe saw it on TV. It was covered on Channel 58. It was in the Journal Sentinel, and we've had a really positive response that the Franklin Public Library now went fine-free on their children's items because we've gone fine-free completely they know that their people are coming over to Greenfield. So there's been some positive impact for, even in Oak Creek, their library director recently reached out and told me that they have, with us going fine-free, encouraged her board to make some changes to lending policies. So there's been some positive movement. The board did it because they wanted to provide as much access as they could. They wanted to remove a barrier. That change last year is what propelled the library to get over $90,000 in revenue from McFliss next year. So you're drawing more people in because we have a great collection and we have a great staff that buys what people want and what's in our library.
Are we the only city that's doing that?
Nearly one of the only ones. I think the other one might be Shorewood. But yeah, we're one of the more urban, I think, diverse cities. Yes, Milwaukee Public isn't doing it. So it's drawing a lot of people in. I think it's why we had over 1,600 new library cards last year, because people are coming, and it's just for items checked out in Greenfield. It's not stuff that's brought in from Franklin or Central Library at MPL. It's just for our items. And if someone doesn't check the stuff out, they don't return it, they get billed, and they can't check out till they either pay the bill or return the item. And we have the same number of people not returning items as we had when we had fines. So it's a behavior of why people don't return things. So.
Yeah, just make sure you understand the distinction between a fine for being late as opposed to being docked for not returning an item.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you don't return, you're actually stealing from the municipality, you're actually stealing from the city, because the city owns everything in the library, so we bill them. And we've had people, they get their bill and they come in and they return their stuff, and they're very happy to not have to pay that bill, and we have some that pay the bill.
How
So,
long do they have before they need to return it?
60 days, or 30 days. So they get it for, like a typical fiction book goes out for 28 days. If they don't return it in the next 28 to 30 days, they get a notice that it has to come back.
Does not apply to onlines?
Ebooks?
Ebooks?
Yeah, ebooks don't have fines. They've never had fines. That's, when we adopted Overdrive nearly 20 years ago as a state, that's how far back we've had ebooks, back in 2005. That was one of the crux of like, well, we're going to invest all this money and there's not going to be a fine. That stuff gets automatically returned at the end of the due date, and that's just how the software is set up. People really like that. But the advantage of that is the waiting list with the ebooks and the e-content is so enormous in Wisconsin that we really have to have that set up. So no fines on that. And then I just want to talk a little bit about, we were talking about Libby, the library system this year. As libraries, we all agreed we would increase our contribution for e-content to $100,000. So by everybody in Wisconsin, every public library gives a percentage to be in our consortium, the WPLC it's called, the Wisconsin Public Library Consortium. For our library, it's about $6,300. And then the library system, McFliss, they have what they call an Advantage account, and that account makes copies available just to people that live in Milwaukee County. There is a big problem with holds and not having enough copies of things, and that's for a number of reasons. The biggest reason being that an e-audiobook is about $85, where a print hardcover book or even the CD audio version is not $85. So we're not getting as much bang for our buck. But if you are an audiobook listener, you've probably naturally transitioned to listening on your phone because you don't get cars anymore with CD players. Who has a CD player still? I do, but I'm old. And so there's one of our board members, he was in the library tonight with his daughter, and she wanted these DVDs, and she couldn't take them because they don't have a DVD player at home. So content, how we're getting content is so different. So we've made an agreement to put an extra $100,000 into e-content this year with an emphasis on audiobooks. If the system was not going to do that, I was going to go rogue and start our own account for Greenfield, because our Greenfield people really listen to e-audiobooks. I would say 80% of our circulation last year in our e-content was e-audiobooks. And they want them. And the other reason you can't get stuff is publishers have stuff on embargo, which means they won't let libraries have them for a couple months because they own the rights. and they think we're infringing on their territory, but we're really not. There's plenty of money to go around. So, does anybody have any questions?
I just have one. Are you at full staff, and how many full-time, part-time people do you have right now?
We have a full-time equivalency of 14.63 people. Do you want to know how many bodies? Yeah, we have 9 professional librarians, so they all have a master's degree in library science. We have a paraprofessional who does all of our copy cataloging. We have an associate that works with her in copy cataloging, so that does all the book covering, all the processing, tagging. And then we have 5 people that work part-time at the circulation desk, and we have 4 people that are part-time shelvers. So we have a staff of 20 people. So it comes out to an FTE of 14.63. I just did that number for our annual report.
You haven't had trouble replacing people? Have you had any new staff or turnover? Or?
Yeah, we've had some turnover. I think when a new director comes in and there are some staffing changes that are gonna happen because leadership changes. I'm very different than your former director, who did a really good job with getting a library and expanding a building. So yes, we've had some turnover. We had 2 librarians left. One went and got a position at another library in Waukesha County, and one was a newly married young lady, and she wanted to be near her husband in Madison because that's where he worked. And we had a storyteller who retired from his position. So that's been that, and we had some other turnover at the circ desk, but we hired 3 new people last year, so we haven't hired anybody since last January.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other
Appreciate
questions
it.
for anybody?
Thanks for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Under H, announcements, any announcements other than there's a Park and Rec banquet this Friday? You can look at this park web, I'm just kidding. No, you can't. You can call, though. Let's see if you want to get a ticket. All right. Citizen commentary, is there any this evening? You're here for your item, right? Item J is a public hearing on a special use for Baba Yayo's Take and Bake Pizza, proposed limited service restaurant located 4646 South 76th Street. This is to approve the resolution for a special use permit as well as a site review.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Baba Yayo's is going to occupy a portion of the commercial building located at 4646 South 76th Street. So just going back real quick to that first picture that showed the building, they are going to occupy half of the first floor there. The property is Zone C4, so this Take and Bake Pizza is going to be a special use. The portion of the building that is becoming the Take and Bake Pizza will lose its grandfathered use of tobacco sales once it becomes the Take and Bake Pizza. There'll be 3 full-time and 3 part-time employees. The hours of operation will be 10 a.m. to midnight every day of the week. Site review, most of these issues have already been resolved, but since they were brought up to Plan Commission, I'm going to just talk through them real quick right now. The dumpster enclosure, as you can see from the photo, the dumpster was outside the enclosure because it was being used for storage. Since then, the property owner has already put the dumpster back inside the enclosure. Sign permits, those are getting squared away. There was just signage that was installed without permits, getting that squared away. And then the food trucks, there were 2 food trucks on the property when staff did their site review. Those food trucks are not, they don't use this site as a commercial kitchen. The Baba Yayo's is not planning to be the commercial kitchen for these food trucks. Therefore, Plan Commission recommended that these food trucks not be permitted to be on the site. Parking requirements, the site is lacking parking. 36 will be required, 17 are provided. Common Council can always waive that shortage. There really isn't any place to expand to. This also was one of the reasons why the food trucks were recommended to be removed, because it's just one more thing in the parking lot when there's already limited space there. Plan Commission did recommend approval on January 13th. And we have not received any letters of support or objection to date.
Is there anyone that would like to speak for or against for informational purposes concerning this item? Is there anyone that would like to speak for or against for informational purposes concerning this item? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close.
By Alderperson Akers, or second by Alderperson Bailey, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Does the council wish to take any action?
Can we do them together?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the item 1A and B.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner, second by Alderperson Akers. Just one quick comment. Y'all remember what this building looked like in the past with the Star Wars signs and the parking lot? There's been a significant improvement to it. It did get a little crazy with the signs there for a while.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks so much better than it used to, right?
Nice.
So just keep it looking that way, okay?
All right, sounds
When
good.
do you plan to open?
We're hoping for like late summer, maybe early fall, so, of this year. That's the plan.
Okay. There was a motion to approve both items as presented. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Okay, moving along.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to
Thank you,
Greenfield.
thank you. Item K, there's nothing by me this evening. Item L, new business. One is adopt a resolution disallowing the claim of Rachel and William Olson regarding alleged liability relating to flooding on the property on August 10th, 2025. This is the city attorney's recommendation. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I'll make a motion
Motion by
to
Alderperson.
adopt a resolution disallowing the claim.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Would you please call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
L2 is a discussion and possible passage of a resolution approving settlement of the claim of Daniel Sanabria Harajan.
Is this the dollar amount?
It is in the amount of $4,500 and as recommended by the city attorney.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Bailey. Would you please call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Item L3 is discussion and possible passage of a resolution approving the settlement claim of Odalis Coro Arcos in the amount of $6,176.17 upon the recommendation of the city attorney.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
L4 is approve applications for the 2025-2026 operator licenses with all caveats and
All the,
compliance with ordinances and payments.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, second by Alderperson Bailey. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Item 5 is consideration and possible action on a resolution creating tax incremental District Number 10, approving its project plan and establishing its boundaries. You have all of that information in your packet, including the project plan. And Alderperson Kastner sits on the, or Alderperson Bailey sits on.
Both of us.
Both of you do,
I'm
right?
one of them.
I forgot. Are there any questions this evening for that?
We had that today, right?
Hmm?
Was that the thing that was added on, or that's something different?
The,
It was in there, but some of the information wasn't in there. I think
Oh.
that got added.
You're talking about the commercial property, right? That was added off in 92nd?
I think it was that. So there was a commercial property, this is a mixed-use development. In order to be a mixed-use development, it requires that at least one part of the component be commercial. That commercial property was added. Previously,
We did that a long time ago, 3 months,
Yeah.
4 months ago.
previously, it was a little bit different. Needed to be about 30,
Don't.
the TID needed to be about 35% of the entire TID area, which included a large area to the north and east, I believe. I can't remember what that map was. That meant some pretty significant concern from the school district for the obvious reason that potentially all those properties would have been frozen and any increment could have, although it could have been contractually changed and as part of the way that they did it. This just worked better. So this is a Cobalt project. As you drove by today, you probably saw that there's construction there and 92nd is being closed. The sewer for that project is mostly installed and is soon to be connected on 92nd Street. That sewer was a huge project that carries additional capacity from the neighborhoods to the east and the north, all the way west to 99th Street into the MIS sewer. So I would urge approval of the plan as presented. It's been to the Joint Review Board preliminarily, right? It's been to the CDA where it was approved, right?
We got one more visit at,
We have one more visit for the Joint Review Board, right?
exactly.
Right. So this is part of that process. So is there a motion to approve the plan or the creation of the tax incremental district, including the project plan and establishing its boundaries?
I will make that motion to approve it as provided.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Bailey. Would you please call?
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Joe, for being here for questions. Item 6 is approval of the American Red Cross Licensing Training Program Provider Agreement. It's from the Park and Rec Department. I think we pretty much do this every year. Every 3 years. Every 3 years. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Item 7 is discussion and decision regarding an agreement with Spectrum Weather and Specialty Insurance Company for special event coverage. Scott's here to answer any questions if you have any. He and the city attorney have been working along with Travis, I think, to, in the event there are problems with concerts with regard to inclement weather or something, this provides, I guess, some shorting, like shorting a stock sale in the event. There's some coverage in the event that the event
Lost
gets
revenue
canceled.
kind of thing?
I think it's lost. What you want to, Scott can explain it to you. It's a good thing.
So what we looked at of rather than lost revenue, it's basically covering the band cost. Because if we don't sell any beer, we don't have any lost revenue. So basically, with the band cost significantly going up each year, it's leverage against that event because the bands are going to get paid no matter, that band gets paid no matter what.
So the band signed contracts for Friday night for whatever they sign them for. If it rains out, then we still owe for the contract. This provides some insurance in the event that something bad happens and they can't perform, so that we don't end up getting stuck paying the entire bill. It ultimately ends up costing to see the band more because you're paying for the insurance coverage, right? But it's kind of hedging, right?
How many did we cancel last year? We're pretty, quick
Well,
with the
generally
trigger
speaking, we try and work with bands that'll reschedule with us.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more where once you lock in, you're going to pay them. I think we had, one Tuesday cancel?
Yeah, every year there's maybe one, sometime occasionally two, but otherwise, and also the more popular the band, the more they cost, so the more we'd be out. So like the bands that we're insuring for this year are the ones that would cost, like the ones almost $9,000. So
Why does it always rain when I want to see the band?
I'm not
Maybe you
sure.
should
Maybe
stop
we won't
wanting.
invite you.
Don't let him come anymore, and it's fine.
So it's a good move, right?
Yeah, I got it.
I move for approval.
Motion by Alderperson Sarian. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Aker. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
I would like to take items 8, 9, and 10 together. They're all for artist engagement agreements with 3 different bands. Is there a motion to approve the 3 artist engagement agreements as provided
I move for approval.
by Alderperson Sarian? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Do you have the set list for Hairbangers Ball?
Not yet.
And are they playing with Dirty Boogie?
Yeah, Dirty Boogie with the opener,
Okay.
and then, yeah.
That'll be my
Some
welcome
good
home,
80s
right?
stuff going on here, right?
Harabingers Ball is definitely an up-and-coming, very popular band. We're lucky to get them
Really?
here, yeah.
They gonna play any Rat?
They might. You request it.
Get Bad Bunny, come here.
Did we call them that one yet?
Yep.
Yeah, we called on those? They're all passed.
Okay.
All right. Item
11.
11, discussion decision to award a contract for Project 2219, which is South 92nd Street and West Plainfield Avenue reconstruction, Phase 1 to all waste contractors in the amount of $1,882,973.57. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve that.
By Alderperson Bailey, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers, would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Item 12 is discussion decision to award a contract for Project 2413. This is West Layton Avenue from 60th to 68th Street to Stark pavement in the amount of $4,269,000.
Motion to approve.
A motion by Alderperson Akers, or second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sherry. Just quickly under agreement, our liability for this is $3 million. And anything over and above is the county. This is being paid for through the Meyer TIF, essentially. Okay?
So the county's gonna thank us for taking care of the roadway.
The county's going to thank us for using our TIF, which is in fairness partly theirs too. That's part of their tax revenue stream that's being dedicated. But yes, we took control of the project. We bid the project. And I was told that we're moving along pretty darn good in comparison to how things sometimes may go at the county.
The county complimented us on how well the project's going. That was the people that do their projects complimented us.
So sometimes it's probably better to have us do it. Does that make sense? There was a motion and a second, would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Good. Item 13, discussion decision to sign a funding agreement with Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District in the amount of $423,977.33 for a porous pavement parking lot at Jansen Park.
I move for approval.
Motion by Alderperson Sharon. Is there a
Second.
second by Alderperson Akers.
Doing?
So this is part of the pickleball court project that we're hoping to get moving along at Jansen Park. This is a part of that, right? So we're looking for alternate revenue streams to make it happen. So this is the first step.
So people don't park on the street and walk across the street. and
So,
get hit by
well-
people, yeah.
There's a lot of traffic on that road, I think.
So Scott and I have had these discussions over years. When we had Little League players there, it was usually the youngest ones, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old tiny ones. Well, back in its day, 74th Street wasn't as busy and traffic probably wasn't as bad. But the park itself had kind of outused its safety-driven usefulness as a Little Tykes kind of place. When my kids played there, balls would go on the road and kids would be opening doors and running out, and it wasn't a pleasurable situation to keep an eye on your kids. This parking lot will take a lot of that traffic off the street, and with other changes to the park, with the pickleball courts that are anticipated, it'll make the park much more useful and friendly and safe. So it's a great thing. Okay,
When's the expected opening of the pickleball courts?
2035.
Oh, my goodness. My constituents are not gonna like that.
Actually, the first ad for bid goes out tomorrow morning, followed by then the second week. Hopefully, we have contracts before council in March, with construction starting soon after, and I think they have a completion date by August 1st, I think it was.
So there you go.
Pretty aggressive, quick.
This year. Have to reserve now, though. Paid reservations.
Yep.
$50.
It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be well used.
Correct. We certainly anticipate that, yes.
it'll be better for when the pickleball courts aren't used, having the parking lot there to serve the playground,
Right,
which is
yeah.
a very nice playground.
Right.
It's a great thing. So anyways, we have a motion and a second. Would you please call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner? Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Item 14 is approve a special use review and site review for the ownership change of Crawford Animal Hospital. This is simply an ownership change. Entertain is there a motion to?
I move for approval.
Thank you, Alderperson Sarian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderperson Kastner. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
I'd like to take 15, 16, and 17 together. This is the approval of schedules of disbursements, mileage reimbursements, and investments and reinvestments. Is there a motion to
I
approve?
move for approval.
Alderperson Sarian, second by Alderperson Bailey. Would you call?
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Items for future agenda. I don't have any at this point. I just wanted to point out that a couple days ago, if you wonder how the turf is doing, because I'm always wondering how the turf is doing, right? Build it and it will come. 2 days ago, I went over there about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There were 30 to 40 cars in the parking lot. I bet you 50 to 60 people out there skating on that 60-degree day, 55-degree day. And it wasn't just the old timers that had always skated there. Saw just a ton of parents, dads with their kids and moms with their kids, with their little helmets on and their elbow pads and knee pads. It was really kind of cool to see. So I just wanted to point that out. Anything else going on?
I was walking dogs on the new Power Line Trail. A lot of people walking and jogging and biking. It was great. That use is,
It's pretty exciting this year. We have a lot of really cool stuff going on. I mean, the parking lot and the shelter, the bathrooms at the turf, obviously. Power Line Phase 3, which is going to connect Hales Corners to basically Layton and the other, through the Oak Leaf Trail, the other Power Line Trail. And this park improvement at Jansen Park. We've got some really cool stuff coming up here this year. I want to thank staff immensely for the work that it's done. I looked through the contract for the Power Line Phase 2 project, which you think is, boy, this should be pretty simple, right? They're just kind of paving and they're just doing this. The thing was about that thick. It included, Corps of Engineers and DNR approvals and wetland delineations and special plans because you're temporarily building stuff in wetlands and all this other stuff. Brian, I think you would agree, Brian did an amazing job pulling all of that stuff together to make that happen. We are truly blessed to have some really good people working for us and ensuring that we do good things every day. Scott's work with the pickleball courts and Jeff's work helping with the parking lot and the coordination between them to make that all happen is wonderful. And you guys see the fruition of that with the
Pondview
projects that are
Park,
happening.
too?
Huh?
Don't forget Pondview Park.
And Pondview Park, I don't know if you've been to Pondview Park. I would suggest that you not go there right now. But Pondview
Discouraged.
Park, which is off of 35th Street, it was filling with silt and cattails, and it was if you have an opportunity to go see what that looks like.
In a little while.
In a little while, there's still piles of dirt because they had to stop in the.
Take your bike there or walk.
No, they
well,
don't want you there right
Yeah.
now.
Eventually.
But it's really pretty amazing how that park has transformed too. And it's helped with the stormwater and the flooding in the city, which I think is the most important part.
Do we have a handle on what the county's anticipation date of the upgrades or whatever they call it of the Oak Leaf Trail?
Do we always ask questions that we know there isn't an answer for?
I don't know the answer for that.
I don't know. No, but
I know it's being talked about, but I don't know.
it's been talked about now going on 3 years, right? The county got a grant to fix the trail on the Root River Park, near the Root River Parkway, about 116th from Morgan to Howard. That has been underwater and in disrepair for a very long time. They got a grant 2 or 3 years ago from the state to have that fixed and repaired. For 2 years now, 3 years, they've been talking about, Well, it's going to be next year. It's going to be next year, and 2026 is, I think, the second or third next year. If you could reach out to them to figure out when they're going to start on that would be great.
We could put Brian on it, right?
Yeah, not well. If Brian was on it 3 years ago, it would have been done last year.
So that includes that section as well as from Morgan to Layton.
From Howard to Layton?
Yeah, I think the good news is that I think the section, all that in Greenfield that you just mentioned is one of their higher priorities, so it's good to know
Well,
that.
they got a grant.
It's good to know they're gonna spend the money here and not somewhere else.
Project, I don't know where they overlap.
It's, so they got the grant for that, and I want to make sure for the record, I hope that the grant stays with that. I do know that I thought they were spending about $200,000 on doing another study of all the park paths and trails and where they could build other ones, which was a comprehensive kind of county view. I would hope that the project that was supposed to be done starting 3 years ago gets done this year, because there really isn't an excuse, especially when the state, when they provided that grant is for new trails. It's not for repair or replacement of existing trails. So there was a bit of bureaucratic leeway to make sure that the money was provided. So it's a very good question that you ask.
And I hope it happens soon, because when you bike on, you have to go to 116th Street, and that's a very dangerous street to bike on. Because it detours you to 116th.
Yeah, which is not the way it should be.
Which is not a good thing, no.
No, it's one of the most complained about things. It's not complained about now, obviously, because it's the middle of winter. But as soon as summer starts, or spring, and people start walking, there
Like
will
yesterday.
be a lot of complaints about that. And it really shouldn't have taken this long. Huh?
Is it like yesterday, people were out walking and biking?
It was amazing. I mean, the smell of spring and the moist earth and the organic nature, and you could almost hear the buds popping in the trees, couldn't you? Couldn't you? Seriously? And the grass, wasn't quite as brown, even where the dog peed, it was starting to turn green in the sun. It was like, man, this is great,
That was the ice crashing down off your
rotating
roof.
the mulch and the
Yeah. Well, so with that being said, item 9 is
Motion to adjourn, please?
by Alderperson Akers, second by Alderperson Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. It's